Top of the day, y'all. It's your boy Big Singleton Beats out here to drop a little message on you, man, about the music industry and why you don't see me really posting that much like I used to. And I still create music because that's a love of mine and whatnot. But the music industry with the streaming and whatnot has ruined the game. You know, in order for you to see any money, man, from streaming, you got to be in the millions of views. And then you only talking about maybe $1,000. They are paying uh, a 12th of a percent on each dollar. You know what I mean? And then, you got other streaming sites that may differ in, what they pay, may pay lower, so you got to double hard work. You got to sell merchandise. You got to either have clothes, shoes, toys for the kids now. I mean, you got to have merch now, you know what I mean, in order to really push yourself over that barrier. Because if not, you're not going to see no money from that shit, you know what I mean? So might as well just open up you a little corner business and whatnot, and just sell merchandise. And you got you a hot little CD or whatever you done put together, might as well sell that shit directly out your store, bruh. You know what I mean? Putting that shit on the platform online. You can't even go back to the CD game no more because you can record music offline, burn discs, you know, taking us back to where when CDs came out, we had a whole lot of bootleggers out here. Same thing with movies. The movie industry wasn't making hardly no money. Now they're better today with making their money because they are linked in with Netflix. They're linked in with YouTube. They're linked in with BT Plus. You got Stars. You got all these different other apps or whatnot, and people have to pay for these apps monthly. So they have more of a guarantee of seeing their money. You know what I mean? Now with, not so, you may have women, that go and download the Apple Music, you know what I mean? You got some men that'll do it, you know what I mean? But realistically, not a lot of men like to pay for all these apps and whatnot, man. You know what I mean? So they listen to their girl's app, you know what I'm saying? Or they going to YouTube, which playing your music for the free, basically. You know what I mean? They ain't got to pay nothing out their pocket to hear your music. And again, you getting paid a very low cent, you know what I mean, on each play. Not a view, a play. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to get the understanding of views and plays. You know what I mean? You can have 1,000,000 views. Somebody can go look at your shit 1,000,000 times. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to get paid on what you would get paid for as a play. You know what I'm saying, per se. It's not even calculated the same. You know what I mean? And again, you got all these other entities like Spotify, you got iTunes, you got all these Deezer and so forth. You know what I mean? And they pay differently, and they pay at certain times. You know what I'm saying? So when DistroKid or these other little companies pay out, they're paying you out on what's been given to them at that certain time frame. Everybody's not cashing in all at once. You know what I mean? So you're not going to see the money that you wish to see like that unless you with United Masters, you with what's that one Papoose TuneCore, you know what I mean, the one he's sponsoring for, you know what I mean, and DistroKid, and you got, and here this is where they win at. You paying for all these different subscriptions, whatnot, you know what I mean. And by the end of the year, you might only see what you put in, man. Maybe double, maybe triple, depending on how much you're pushing your shit online. But you got to think about all the million of people, bro, that are online pushing their music, pushing their product, or whatever. It's a big ass battle. You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself, is that something you really want to jump into? You go to the pawn shop, you see a whole bunch of equipment, bro, just like this, should sit in the pawn shop. Because during the pandemic, everybody wanted to be a producer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was trying to do something from home, and they thought this was going to be the way. You know what I mean? But then it takes time to learn this shit. This shit ain't no overnight shit. That's one. They didn't include that. Then, okay, once they got a little education or whatever, and then saw, okay, I'm making up some good shit or whatever, but these numbers, I got 120,000 views, but I ain't got $120. Or F that. You know what I'm saying? Or nothing but that. You know what I mean? So you got to quadruple the output, you know what I mean, in order to see that bread. That's why you see certain, I don't want to name drop, but you see certain rappers, man, excuse me, that's online right now. And you see them, they got high numbers. They've been out here active all the time. You see them all the time spitting, rapping, you know what I mean? Some females, some males doing their thing. And you wonder, like, why these people are not where you think they should be by now. You know what I mean? And one, a lot of them don't want to be fucking with the music industry. You know what I mean? Like, because it ain't one, well, it is like it was back in the day. But see, a lot of people didn't know what went on with them back in the day. And that's another reason why I never fucked with the music industry, man, because I learned early on. I had a manager, whole nine. You know what I'm saying? He worked for Jackson Limousine Service. Dude had bread, the whole nine. Had a brother that was a producer, taking me out of town, going back and forth. But dude was from, he was one of them flexible guys. You know what I'm saying? He dibbled and dabbled with men mostly. You know what I'm saying? I never saw the dude with a woman. You know what I mean? But anyway, we go to the studio out in Paramount. You know what I'm saying? I walk up in there, this motherfucker slapping. You know what I'm saying? Music slapping. This is what I'm looking for. His brother, he was trying. He was more so a jazz musician. You know what I mean? But yeah, he gave us some shit, man. And 187 Skills was the name of the track. Actually, and that shit was pretty hard. It was different. Actually, some of the music of today's time was what he kind of brought back then. But it was kind of like, you know what I mean? No snare in the beginning. A little different, but anyway, we end up at the studio in Paramount, me and my manager, whatnot, and he ended up going to talk to the producer upstairs and whatnot because I'm trying to get an album done, and 16 tracks, pretty much was standard, or even 12, whatever we can get done. But anyway, so he came back down. He was like, man, for a 16 track or whatever, man, he was willing to charge like, but 10,000 or whatever. That's what he wanted, cash out. Or this particular deal that they end up talking over, that he ended up throwing at me, which blew my motherfucking mind, man. I couldn't believe it. And he was like, my manager was like, dude said that, if he, my manager go back upstairs or whatever and give him some ass or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that he'll drop my shit on down to $3,000. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, my manager ass is worth $7,000 to this nigga? Like, and just the whole thing being thrown at me, bro. I just couldn't believe that shit even went down like that. You know what I mean? And, he always tried to tell me, about the music industry and certain cats, that he had picked up, and, I'm like, man, these niggas gangsters, bro. You tripping, man. I don't want to hear none of that, and the more, and that was like shit 20 years ago, you know what I mean, plus. And today you see more of that and more of that, just falling out today, you know what I mean? So many people, you can see they've been done wrong since the time they started, in the music industry, from being young to middle age, you know what I mean? They have sold their soul, bro, to a part, and that's a part of yourself you can never get back, and I'm happy I never, proceeded to, the music industry after that no more, you know what I mean? I wanted to go independent, you know what I mean? Once I heard that type of shit going on, I was like, man, never me, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want a motherfucker to come at me like that, because 9 times out of 10, yeah, you already know, you know what I mean? And be like some old menace society shit, nigga, over your cheeseburger, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You be resting, nigga, coming at me with that one. So yeah, and then like I say, independent, man. Master P was a dude that I admire. Euphoria, I admire. These cats got it out the mud. You don't really want to say get it out the mud. I hear a lot of cats say that shit, man, but they was out there standing in it. You know what I mean? Dishing CDs, cassette tapes, a lot of them. They ain't the only ones. Rapping Forte, a lot of up north rappers start setting this trend of independentness. You know what I mean? And you had a lot of others that, proceeded to follow. And I wanted to be one, man, But as I've grown older and still mess with music today, I see that the game is not the same at all. If you want to get big money, you want to be signed. But then again, you don't want to sign your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I'm not going for, bro. And See, they say a coward dies 1,000 deaths, but when you sell your soul, you die 1,000 deaths and plus more. You know what I mean? You can never get that back. You know, there's so many cats, man, that are on drugs, disruptive, beating their women up, causing themselves bodily harm, bro, behind the entertainment industry, bro. You know, they killed themselves. You know, going back to even actors, you know what I mean? Famous actors, young actors, you know, we don't even have to name drop. Y'all pretty much know who a few of them are. You know, where the industry has just torn them apart, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of them regret it. You know, they think back on the fact, oh, I never went to college, never graduated high school with my class, and certain things, you know, they start to reflect on that they're missing that money could never buy. You know, so my message to y'all is today, live your life, man. You know what I mean? Enjoy your life. You know, uh, enjoy the odyssey on what God takes you on. You know what I mean? Um, stand your ground on whatever you do in life. You know what I mean? Last thing you want to do is be like some of these brothers, sisters out here, you know what I mean, that have sold their soul, man, and they tearing themselves down with drugs and so forth because they can't take it no more. You know what I mean? And all they want to do is rush themselves to a slow death. You know what I mean? You know, so go at it independently, man, is what I say. Um, Work all your sources, you know what I mean, for is the online, your streaming apps and all that, you know, and also come up with some products, some type of merch, you know what I mean, to where you can get it on somebody's back, hat, earpiece, earphones, Dr. Dre moves, Michael Jordan moves with some tennis shoes. Do what you got to do, man, because you can't look at one thing to pave the way no more. You know what I mean? You know, look at these cats today, man. You know, if they're not doing shows and shit, you know what I mean, they're not going to see that money, bro. Not the money that you think you're going to get just from signing a deal. And when you sign and they give you that bonus pay money, you know, that 500,000, 50,000, whatever it is, consider that an upfront payment, man. You know what I mean? Spend that shit wisely, you know, if you choose to go that route, because they got to make their money back and some. You know what I mean? Before you see a next run of paper. You know what I mean? So be your own man about it. You know what I mean? Take your time, think, do whatever you must, man, but don't get caught in these traps out here, man. It's your boy Big Singleton, man. Signing out. Y'all have a blessed one. You out of there.